Extra lighting will make a worthwhile contribution to the road safety. The word worthwhile means worth the effort, time or money spent. Good evening everyone and welcome to today's session. I am Vaishnavi Pandey, as you know, and this session is brought to you by TalentSprint. We are going to discuss SBI Prelims paper. So let's get started with the session. We'll quickly get ahead to the session and discuss the questions. Okay, so this is the first question. In the following questions, a sentence has been given with some of its part in bold. To make the sentence grammatically and idiomatically correct, you have to replace the bold part with the correct alternative given below. If the sentence is correct as it is, give 5 as your answer. Okay, so you know what you're supposed to do. Let's look at the question. Unlike earlier, no one can now complain that the government is not doing its bit in going for black money. Okay, whenever we talk about chasing something, we always use the phrase going after, not going for. Okay, so the for part is not highlighted, but the phrase should be, it should not be going for, it should be going after, right? So go after the bad guys, go after black money, go after corruption, go after, so you always go after as in chase something this is basically when you chase something or when you are trying to get rid of something. All right, so that's when we use going after. All right, so the answer will be doing its bit, as in its contribution towards eradicating black money. Okay, so that is the meaning of this phrase, going after. So let's see which one is best suited for this highlighted part. The government is not doing its bit in going with, going against, bit in going after black money, right? So that would be the right answer. Moving on to the next question then. So the next question is, the strength of India-Afghanistan relations was on full display at the 6th Heart of Asia conference in Amritsar. Okay, was on full display. When we say was on full display, what does it mean? It means that you could see it. It was very obvious, something that no one had to take a guess for or something, and it was very obvious. So full was on full display. The words highlighted are absolutely fine. You don't have to change it to fully displayed or any the sentence is in proper tense as well, so you don't have to do any of that. So the answer would be no corrections required, right? The answer should be no correction required. All right, so that would be the right answer. Okay, so let's move on to the next question then, if it is clear till here. No error. Okay. For Mother Teresa, the journey to saint has not been a smooth one. The journey to saint, does it sound right? Does it sound right? No, it does not sound right, and I'll tell you why it does not sound right. Because there has to be journey to something, so this has to be a destination, and destination always has to be a noun, right? So to change saint into a noun form, you add, how do you change saint into the noun form? Sainthood. All right, so this is definitely wrong, and which one would be the right answer? For Mother Teresa, the journey to sainthood has not been a smooth one. All right, so the right answer would be option 2. All right, the next question is, her mother thought that she get the appointment letter. Okay, now for this one, her mother thought that she dashed the appointment letter. That means her mother thought that she will be expecting her appointment letter, so she would get her appointment letter would be the most suitable one. Why is that? Can anyone explain it? Why will it be would get the appointment letter? See, this is thought. Okay, so we are talking about a past assumption. Whenever we talk about a past assumption, then we use would. Alright, so the correct usage would be would get, not has received. Alright, some people get confused between which one should it be has received the appointment letter or would get the appointment letter. The right answer would be the one that shows past assumption, because we have thought over here. So fourth one is the right answer and not the third one. Alright, so that would be the right answer. Moving on to the next question then. If she lives in a corrupt society, she cannot easily rise above the prevailing corruption. Okay, whenever we talk about rising, okay, we rise above something. Okay, the preposition that we will be using will be the vertical preposition, because it is talking about a rise, it is talking about an increase. So it should be rise above and not about. All right, so the right answer for this one would be rise above the prevailing corruption. All right, next question then. Alright, so now we have reached to the next type of question. So I will be reading the directions, and then you can till then you can start working on the question and give me the right answer. Alright, so let's look at the question. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to select the phrase connector from the given three options, which can be used to form a single sentence from the two sentences given below, implying the same meaning. This part is very, very important. Implying the same meaning as expressed in the statement sentences. So it should not change its meaning no matter what you add as a connector or a phrase. Okay, so this is the statement right here. Fixing the problems of democracy cannot be achieved through court rulings. Politics has to fix its own problems through dialogues, if possible. Using logical. Okay, how many of you are aware of this word? This is a very, very important word, extrapolation. Okay, of troublesome argument. What is, first of all, extrapolation? It means, okay, extrapolate. Let's see the meaning. Extrapolate is the verb form, which means extend the application of. So that is the meaning of extrapolate. It means extend the application of a method to an unknown situation. And why do we extend it to an unknown situation? Because we assume that the existing trends will continue in the same manner. All right, so that's when you assume that, and you basically, in a layman's term, what does it mean? It just means to estimate or to conclude. Okay, so what they are trying to say is, just by what they are trying to say is, when you extrapolate a situation, that time or an argument, so what you're doing is you're trying to infer from the argument that this is what the person must have said, and this is what I'm going to conclude from whatever has been argued or given to me. Okay, so that is the meaning. Basically, assuming something, inferring something, concluding something is the meaning of extrapolate. Okay, so let's just now look at the options. Okay, achieving court ruling through. Okay, so how do we know which one is the correct answer? None of the above would be the correct answer. Let's find out why. Okay, achieving court rulings through. So what is the whole situation, what is the statement trying to say? First, let's find that out. Fixing the problems of democracy cannot be achieved through court rulings. So problems of democracy cannot be achieved through court rulings, so it will not help. Politics has to fix its own problems. So politics has to fix its own problems through dialogues if possible, using logical extrapolation of troublesome arguments. Okay, so trying to extend and assume based on whatever has been given, and then probably come up with a sane conclusion is what needs to be fixed, is what needs to be fixed in the politics of our country. Okay, so that's what it is trying to say, not by court rulings. Okay, so achieving court ruling through, so we are not talking about achieving court ruling at all, so this option is not valid. The political problems have, what do they have? We are not talking about what they have, what they don't have. What we are talking about is that they need to be fixed. Democracy cannot be achieved. Okay, fixing problems of democracy, we are not trying to achieve democracy over cannot be. Okay, fixing the problems of democracy, how can they not be achieved? They cannot be achieved by through court rulings, cannot be achieved. Democracy, let's do it this way, democracy cannot be achieved by fixing. Again, it does not, you cannot go anywhere from this statement, or we can also say democracy cannot be achieved through court rulings. Again, we have to put a full stop. It is not a continuous statement. If you're not adding a connector or a phrase and making this a single statement, then it is not valid at all. Okay, so none of the above would be the right answer for this one. I hope it is understood. If not, please let me know. If more explanation is needed, I will give more explanation. All right, so a little tough one for these. What you're supposed to do when you get connectors to connect, or probably you'll get phrases to connect, or it will be like a starting statement, or it will be words, keywords like connectors, basically conjunctions like because, and however, words like this. So what you're supposed to do is first try to understand what the statement is telling you, because I keep repeating this every time. English is not about the right. There's no strict rule that this has to go here and this has to go. As long as it makes sense and grammatically correct, both have to be there. It should not just be grammatically correct and it does not make any sense, right? So you have to first understand what the statement is saying. So let's find out what the statement is saying and then work towards the options. It will become convenient for you as you go along solving the questions. Okay, so let's look at the next question. The process of getting Indians to invest in equity is a journey, not a destination. Every year their participation into the market is going up. Okay, so it is saying, what is the statement saying? That it's saying that asking Indians to invest in equity funds is a journey, it is not a destination. All right, this is the first statement, and every year the journey is continuing because there are add-ons to the, or people are investing in markets these days. Okay, so that's what the statement is. Now let's find out which one would suit the best. For Indians, it is destination. It's not destination. That's what we are trying to say. Okay. However, Indians' participation, however, is when you have to contradict something. These two statements go parallel. Okay, they are not contradicting each other. So we cannot again connect these two statements using however keywords which are contradictory, right? So it has to be a connecting word. It is only a journey. Okay, it is not only a journey. Okay, again the sense, if we start the statement with these phrases, then the statement is going to go in a wrong direction. It is not going to retain its essence. All right, so we will not choose any of the options. So the right answer would again be none of the above. All right, none of the above. All right, moving on to the next question then. Alright, so this is the next question. Again, the same type. In normal times, the grain mandi of Samrala is abuzz with the hum agrarian commerce. These days, however, it lies virtually vacant with only a handful of farmers coming to sell their produce. So In normal times, the grain mandi of Samrala is a buzz, as in it's usually busy and it's a lot of crowd, it's a crowd puller and things like that, with the hum of agrarian commerce, as in farmers, okay, who come to sell their produce and with buyers as well. These days, however, so there's already however, the statement from here is completely contradictory to the statement before it. All right, so these days, however, it lies virtually vacant with only a handful of farmers coming to sell their produce. So as only a handful of farmers, which one would be the right answer for this one? Try solving this one on your own. I've told you what it means, what the statement means. Now you have to solve it on your own. Okay, I'll help you out. Let's start with the first option. As only a handful of farmers, as only a handful of farmers are coming to sell their produce. Yeah, the grain mandi lies virtually vacant. Okay, so A can be the right answer, right? A can be the right answer, 1. Okay, the grain mandi of Samrala lies vacant. Again, you can continue, lies virtually vacant with only a handful of farmers coming to sell their produce. So that is also possible, right? So A and B both are possible. Only the grain mandi, this statement is not possible. Okay, so it will be 1, only A and B. Okay, why will it be 1? Like I said, both fits well. Okay, as only a handful of farmers are selling the produce, the grain mandi lies vacant. Okay, which used to be a buzz with the hum of agrarian commerce. Okay, so that is completing statement 1. The grain mandi of Samrala lies virtually vacant with only a handful of farmers coming to sell their produce, where the grain mandi of Samrala used to be a buzz or something like that. Produce. Okay, second, no. B does not suit well. You're right. Okay, no, B will not complete this statement. It will be only A. Okay, it will be only A, not B, because the statement starts from here. It lies vacant. Okay, the grain mandi of Samrala lies vacant. So after this, you can only add with only a handful of farmers coming to sell their produce, but you cannot add, what you cannot add is the first half of the statement in the second question. Can we add another phrase? Okay, you can add another phrase, like you can change it to which. You can just change the tense of the statement. You cannot add another connector to it. So that's where we have a problem. Okay, so the like I said, if it is a contradictory statement, then it has to be if it is a contradictory statement, then you can add another contradictory statement. You cannot add a connector to it. What you can do is you can change the tense of the statement, but the meaning has to remain the same. Okay, so you have to use the phrase or the connector that is given to you. You can change the statement in different tense, again retaining the meaning of the statement. You cannot keep on adding connectors. Alright, in India, you can get a driver license delivered to your home without even taking a test, because there is little control over who gets to drive, who does not. Enforcement becomes a dodgy affair. Okay, dodgy is a term very widely used by Australians a lot. Okay, so dodgy means something that is a very crooked affair. Okay, with a lot of loopholes and things. Pick out. Okay, So what the statement says, you are already well aware of what it means. Now let's look at the options and see if we can complete it. A little control. Okay, so what does it say? That we have no control. Okay, the statement says in India you can get a driver's license delivered to your doors, to your home, without even taking a test. Okay, so this is the first half of the statement, and the second half is an example or more explanation to what the first half of the statement said already. Okay, so it is basically an illustration to what has been given. All right, so let's look at words which talk about illustration or both, taking both into account. Okay, a little control over. Again, we are not giving here, we are not giving any suggestions. So we are not talking about how we can control by who gets to drive, control who gets to drive or not. It just says that because there is very little control, we cannot gain the control. Okay, so this statement, the first one, is definitely not the answer. Taking a test is not. Okay, taking a test, again we are not talking just about taking a test. Definitely not the right start. A dodgy affair is how will you make this one? Okay, a dodgy affair is the enforcement of India. Okay, again definitely not. Okay, so none of the above again is the should be the right answer for this one. All right, none of the above. All right, so yes, none of the above. Let's move on to the next question. These need a lot of practice. Okay, so make sure that you practice these questions a lot. Okay, let's look at the next one. This one, try doing it on your own again. Excite invertubular is simply the most powerful battery for long and extended power cuts. Bring home the ultimate inverter battery. Okay, this one is an advertisement. Okay, so you are supposed to, this is like a jingle that you're supposed to try making it in one statement. Okay, so people who are in the advertising and marketing industry, they can do a better job than what we can, but let's try it. Okay, let's try the first one. To bring home the ultimate inverter battery, again does not make any sense. To bring home, you have to do this, you have to do that. That is not the right way to start. Okay, that's not what we are talking about. For long and extended power cuts, excite invertubular is simply the most okay, for long and extended power cuts, bring home the most powerful battery. Bring home the ultimate inverter battery, excite invertubular. Okay, so 2 can go, B can go for this statement, right? B is appropriate. A, I do not think so. C, it is necessary to what? Bring home? No, it is not a compulsion. They are urging you to buy it. Okay, so definitely not 1, definitely not C. Okay, 2. Okay, can you put this in one statement? Try putting it in one statement. Okay, if you could not do this, I'll give it a try. Okay, so the first one, excite invertubular, is the name of the inverter, right? Is the name of the inverter. And the second one, ultimate inverter battery, is the quality of the battery. Okay, it is the ultimate inverter battery. That's what it says. Okay, so this is how we are going to connect it. Okay, so for long and extended power cuts, bring home ultimate inverter battery, comma, excite invertubular, which is simply the most powerful battery for long. No, we don't have to add for long. Okay, we don't have to add for long because it's already here For long, it starts with for long. For long and extended power cuts, bring home ultimate inverter battery, Exide invertibular, which is simply the most powerful battery. Okay, this is how you are supposed to join this statement into one whole statement. Got it? So you need to understand that which two are which is a noun, which is describing the noun, that is an adjective, and how will you set the description right before the noun. Okay, so this is how I did it. I don't think any of the options A or C you can fit in the same manner. Alright. Okay, so the next type of question is very simple but yet complicated. Now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to tell me which one would be the same or opposite in meaning with the given words that you have got. This is the direction of the statement of the question. In each of the following questions, 5 options are given, of which one word is most nearly the same or opposite, most nearly the same or opposite in meaning to the given word in the question. Find out the correct option having either same or opposite meaning. Alright, so I think it is pretty evident what we are supposed to do. The first word is alluding. What is the meaning of the word alluding? This is my favorite part. I love words and meanings. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but this part is very exciting for me. Okay, so what alluding is when we are adding ing, so it can either be a gerund, or you can also use it in the present participle form with the ing form. Okay, so alluding is basically hint at or suggest something, okay, or refer to something. Alright, so we have to find out either the something that matches or is opposite to it. Okay, so imposing means imposing, you know, it is an as you know, it is an adjective, and the meaning is grand and impressive in appearance. Alright, so this cannot be the it is neither opposite, antonym, or nor synonym. Alright, referring, we have the word refer right there, so definitely 2 is the right answer. Clinging is also not the one, because clinging is something that is that we usually say the word cling on to something. Okay, now cling has 2 meanings. Okay, the first meaning of cling is when something is something fits really well and is fitting to the body, giving it a proper shape or something, that is clinging. So the dress is clinging well on her or something like that. And the second meaning that we usually refer to as is when someone is emotionally any way very dependent on someone. Okay, so that is the meaning, someone who's very or too dependent on someone emotionally. Okay, so that is the meaning of clinging. What is the meaning of breaking? You already know. Escaping, you already know. 2 is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Quintessential. Okay, quintessential means quintessential. It is quintessential. Okay, so what is the meaning of quintessential? Representing the most perfect or typical example of quality or class. Representing the most typical or perfect example of a quality or a class. For example, whenever the topic of peace comes into picture, people usually refer to give example of the great Mahatma Gandhi, I think it is quite quintessential. Okay, so that is the meaning of quintessential. So let's find out which one is the opposite or similar to it. Different, unique, excellent, necessary, typical. Typical is the right answer. Again, synonym. We are dealing with synonyms again over here. Moving on to the next question. Capacity. Now, what is the meaning of capacity? Now, if we go by the literal meaning of capacity, capacity actually means volume. Okay, the answer that is given for this one is capability, which is also not wrong. But when we are referring to as when we have got questions where direction is clearly given, that you have to find out whichever is the most near to the word, as in most similar to the word, or the most opposite to the word, so you will go by what the word literally means. Okay, not by what you understand the meaning is. Okay, so capacity of something is how much it can. Okay, even when you Google the word, the first answer that you will get is the maximum amount that something can contain. That is the capacity of something. Okay, so the literal meaning is volume. All right, fourth one, not capability. All right, now moving on to the next question. Okay, this one is pretty simple. Let's see how well you do this one. Fresh. So tell me, what does the word fresh means? Does it mean lucky? Does it mean hapless? Hapless is just, so it's not unfortunate, it's just unfortunate. Yes, experience would be the right answer. Fortuitous. What is the meaning of fortuitous? Fortuitous means happening by chance, rather, as in happening because of fortune. Okay, or just because some just something that just happens. Okay, without any without any intention of doing it, having proper motive to do it. Fortuitous. Fortuitous is the word. Nice word. Alright, moving on to the next question. The next word is also very simple. Try doing this one. Elusive. So who is considered elusive? Elusive is just something that is difficult to find. I hope you understand that it is an adjective, and difficult to find is the meaning. Okay, it can be difficult to catch as well. It can be difficult to achieve as well. Okay, basically evasive. So synonym can be evasive. Okay, so tell me which one would be the right answer for this. What is the meaning of okay, there's happy, mysterious. I'm sure you know the meaning of both of it. Let's do worthwhile. What is the meaning of worthwhile? This was the word of the day. Okay, worthwhile, what does it means? Worth, like I said, worth the time and money, worth the effort, worth the time, money or effort spent. Okay, so that is the meaning of the word. So the right answer would be mysterious. Again, something that is, it is a synonym and very close to elusive. he has got an elusive personality. When someone says that he has got an elusive personality, means he's got a personality which is difficult to understand, very mysterious kind of a person. Okay, so difficult to make out what he is thinking, or difficult to understand. Okay, so that is elusive, and mysterious would be the right synonym. All right, moving on to the next one. Now for this one, what you're supposed to do, each sentence below has two blanks, each blank indicating that something has been omitted. Choose the word that best fits the meaning of the sentence as a whole. So you are supposed to basically, what you're supposed to do, you are basically supposed to fill in the blanks. Dash of all welfare activities with bank accounts is a very dash step. It can be either good step or it can either be a very bad step. Okay, so let's see, is it a crucial step? It can also be crucial step. Is it a critical step? Okay, it can also be a critical, it cannot be a loose step. Okay, this loose definitely cannot be the step. Okay, strategic, it can be strategic, it can be dishonest as well. Okay, so this way we have just cancelled out one option. Let's find another weak link from the first. Dash of all welfare activities. What are welfare activities? Welfare activities are anything that you do for comfort or for self-improvement or improvement of your, if you're an HR, improvement of your employees or something like that. Okay, so dash of all welfare activities. Considering of all welfare, you do not use the preposition of after considering. Relating, again you do not use of. Linkage of all welfare activities with bank account is a very strategic step. Is it? Or associating of all welfare activities with bank account is a very dishonest step. Okay, or the fourth one. Now tell me which one is the right answer. I don't think welfare activities associating it with bank account is a dishonest step. Okay, so I think it would be, the right answer should be linkage and strategic. Okay, it is a very strategic step, it is not dishonest. I don't think it is wrong to link your welfare account, welfare activities with bank accounts. Is it a very bad step? I don't know. I think fourth one is the right answer. Like, you guys agree? So fourth one is the right answer. Okay, so linkage of all welfare activities with bank account is a very strategic step. All right, moving on to the next question then. As professionals work for a corporate organization to dash its brand equity, a health balance sheet and a good customer feedback, politicians are dash hard for their respective political parties and constituency. Okay, now it basically says, like, we have, like, professionals, what do they work for in corporate organization? They work for the following things. So politicians are also supposed to, or are doing their bit probably hard. Okay, so they are trying hard for their respective political parties and constituencies, like the professionals. Okay, so let's see what fits best. This is what the statement says. Okay, now let's see what fits best. As professionals work for a corporate organization to dash its brand equity. To what its brand equity? To they work towards improving the brand equity, right? So they work towards improving. So let's see the words. To fix, we do not need fixing. Improve is one. Okay, let's keep that. Enhance is another synonym for improve. Amplify is just increase. Okay, lower cannot be one. Okay, let's just cancel out amplify as well. Okay, now what we have, politicians are dash hard. Okay, so politicians are attacking hard. No, they are, there's no negative term involved over here. Striving hard. Okay, they are striving hard as in work. Right answer for this one. All right, moving on to the next question then. Okay, The village of Ibrahimpur is in the state of Telangana, has become completely cashless by dash bank accounts using payment dash and credit cards. Okay, so they have become cashless by using these methods. Okay, so we just have to find out cashless by dash bank account. So what they have done to the bank account by, so if you have to go cashless, you need to have a bank account. Okay, by having a bank account or by opening a bank account. Okay, so let's just see which are the words. By being a bank account, no. By having, yes, 2 is one of the right answer. By openings, no, not the right word. By taking bank account, you don't take a bank account, you own a bank account. By closing, if you close bank account, it does not make sense to go cashless then. Okay, anyways, so it should be having bank accounts using payment gateways. Yes, payment gateways and credit cards. So 2 is the right answer. This one was also pretty simple. Okay, you just have to apply a little bit of common sense over here. That's all it needs. It does not need proper grammar over here. Okay, moving on to the next one. Kenya is an example where mobile technology and the increase in smartphone ownership have played key roles in improving online payments dash low credit card usage and internet. Okay, so what they are saying, Kenya is an example where mobile technology and the increase in smartphone ownership have played a key role in improving online payments. Kenya has played a key role in improving online payments. Okay, how have they helped? Now we need to understand this next half of the statement. Is it how or is it however? Okay, how or however. Okay, so that means, is it a contradictory statement or is it talking about giving example of how it has become the hub of online payment? Regardless of. Okay, so yes, infiltration and regardless of both are talking about however. So one can be one of the answers. Notwithstanding low credit cards usage and internet perception. What is internet perception? I don't understand. Okay, so 2 is definitely not the answer. Through low credit card usage and internet saturation. Okay, if they use low credit cards, so they have what if you say through, that means how it becomes. Okay, through credit card usage and internet saturation. Saturation is overflowing of internet. That is not the case. Okay, so that is also not the right answer for this one. Okay, now what we are looking for, we understand that Kenya does not have, it has low credit cards. Not many people might be using credit cards, and the internet is also something that keeps getting hacked, and in a lot of infiltration and penetration is there in the online safety. Okay, in Kenya, so penetration and infiltration would be the right word. Okay, so if we just go by the second part of the statement, we understand that these should be the right answer. Okay, now let's look at the first half. Which one would suit the best? Despite low credit card usage and internet penetration, or regardless of low credit card usage and internet infiltration? You tell me which one should be the right. Okay, the word albeit also means through, by the way, just to let you know, this also means through. Okay, so albeit is also not the right answer. Okay, so through. And now you have options between 1 and 5. So which one should be the right answer? Actually, regardless of and despite are synonyms. Yes, you're right, they are synonyms. So you just have the second half to choose, okay? Should it be penetration or should it be infiltration? Because there is a terminology which is internet. So you just have to got to know the right term that we are supposed to use, okay? The first half is same, okay? Regardless of and despite both means the same thing. But what is the difference between infiltration and internet penetration? There's a internet penetration rate as well. So it basically, internet penetration is it's a term which is used for number of internet users, okay? How many internet users are there demographically in a place, okay? Users in each country and its demographic data. Alright, so basically which low credit card usage and internet penetration is there. So basically low on both, on credit card usage as well as in internet penetration. That means Kenya does not use a lot of internet, okay? In spite of that, they have contributed a lot to the growth of the mobile technology, okay? Did you get it? Alright, moving on to the next question then. Some dash and political worldliness have generally been dash to play a role in the selection of Padma Awards. Some dash and political worldliness. Okay, what would be the answer for this one? Okay, political worldliness, basically political experience, okay? So, politically experienced, okay? Experienced, let's call it that, okay? So so that it becomes easier for you to understand. Some dash and political worldliness have generally been dash to play a role in the selection of Padma Awards. Some, so we are not talking about a positive outlook towards the selection, right? So we are discussing the word that we are supposed to use over here should be a negative word. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or am I right? Okay, so what is the meaning of cynicism? Some outlook is definitely not anger, offense, suspicion. Okay. So being cynical about something is something that people are accused of a lot, okay? So this, you will see this term very often used. Yes, doubtful. People being cynical is someone who is always doubtful about the outcome of something, okay? Cynicism is an inclination to believe that people are motivated purely by self-interest, okay? So being cynical means being doubtful, right? So that is the meaning. Or skepticism is a better word, okay? Skepticism, doubt, all these are fine, okay? So they are generally been assumed to play a role in the selection. I think first one is the right answer. Suspicion. Okay, we are talking about an assumption, right? We are not saying that it is a hardcore evident stuff that some cynicism and or some suspicion and political worldliness have generally been what we are predicting. We are assuming that it plays a role in Padma Awards, all right? So that's why it should be, which one should be the right answer? That's why it should be 1, okay? I hope that is clear to all of you. See you guys.